All right, we're live. We are live. We are streaming live. Let me see something here. What that would do? Nothing. Okay. Well, where did that play? You don't have access to this feature, which is okay. That's kind of what I didn't want to have access to that. Let me shrink myself here. Oh no, I'm melting. All right, and let's pull up the YouTube portion. Oh, the things you have to go through. Let's see. Now I got it. And there is such a delay, I'm telling you. Let's get the chat going. Top chat. Let's get the chat room buzzing. Live chat, all messages. Now we can see the chat room. I think. There we are. I'm going to type welcome. 6 o'clock, 6:16. I'm late. I'm late getting over here. I've been working on a few things, and let me give myself some hearts here. Yay! Let's scroll back up to the chat. I don't think I need to see myself because I'm seeing myself over here. I just want to see the chat. All right, and oh Lordy, Miss Claudia, let me see. Let me play around. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I just want to be able to see when the people pop in on our chat. Okay. There we go. And I think that will work. So it's been an interesting day, to say the least. It's been an interesting day. What we're looking at. There you are. Now I can see the chat over here. Can you all see? I see you, Cindy. I see you. I don't even need to watch. Isn't that something? I don't need to watch that. Hi, Cindy. I got it all right here. What more could a man want? Hang on. Did you get the notification that I was live? Give you some hearts. Of course, Pontiac, Michigan. One ringy dingy. Why do people call when I'm in the middle of something? Why do they gotta call? And it's all good, good, and it's all spam calls. The political nonsense is over now, so I was getting hit with spamolas. Like, I don't like spam. I don't even like spam on bread. Um, growing up poor, but these calls and they're all just terrible. Follow me on Patriot True True Patriot News / Uncensored on Rumble. We have our live over there and our live podcast and live broadcast. Oh, the sun is going down. It is gone. It's dark early now. 6 o'clock. It's dark. 6 o'clock. It's dark. It's pitch dark out. And it's the Sabbath day. The Sabbath begins Friday sundown until Saturday sundown. So tomorrow, it'll end tomorrow. Uh, no, Rumble's free. You don't have to. You can just go over there, subscribe to True Patriot News Uncensored, and it's free. It's all free. It's a free to watch, free to subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. And I'm gonna be going on there. I've been working today, doing a little bit of changing things around just a little bit, updating things. So you get a fresh look now that Donald Trump is the election is over. What do you think about? Um, you know what? I gotta be careful because on YouTube you gotta watch your P's and Q's because of the censorship. I wonder will that stop come January 20th? We know that now you can speak freely on Donald Trump's Truth Social. You can speak the truth. You can speak the truth on Elon Musk bought uh, out and now has X, Twitter. He bought out Twitter and it's X, and you can speak your mind. You got to be careful on YouTube. But what's worse than YouTube? Rumble, that's what I love about Rumble. You can do anything, say anything you want on Rumble. And there's no censorship whatsoever. No one is censored over there. It's still America, the beautiful over there. But on YouTube, you got to watch what you say. Be careful. You got community guideline strikes. But everyone's in an uproar, and they have been over TikTok. Oh, it's China owned. China is spying on all of us. The Republicans are falling for the baloney. They're falling for the 300 white men, all elite, that are big money donors. Uh, China's not spying. It's it's the elite, in America, that want to bring America down and crash America. They're the ones that run TikTok. China doesn't care what's going on. Big Brother is spying on you on TikTok. That's why you think China is going to care if you say a gun, but on TikTok you got to say, you can't say the word gun. You got to say pew pew. You can't say assassination. You got to say unalived. There's words that they will kick you off of TikTok for. It's highly censored. It's YouTube, Google, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook to the 110th power. Don't tell me that China is running TikTok. They're not. Why do you think Bush, um, Biden, and all the weird ones were on TikTok? Because they're in control of TikTok. It's not China. It's not a China thing. So don't be brain manipulated. Don't be mind controlled by the legacy news, the big media. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's owned by Soros and the billionaires, donors that really run the corporation called the United States of America. So, like just the things I'm talking about right now on TikTok, I can't say. I'm censored, but we're not censored over on Google. So, I'm hoping we can get some more people in our chat. Let me go one more time and make sure that we're not having a double chat going on. So bear with me. I'm tired tonight. I've been in Flint, Michigan all day, and I am just tired. Tired. I'm just tired. That's not what I want. Oh, you know what I did? Um, Lordy, Miss Claudia, rather. I got to go to live. I went to what I recorded earlier today. So there we are. I am so tired. I have upset stomach. I love. Okay. Well, cool. I don't have to watch it on YouTube. I can just watch it on here. What is the Play Store, Cindy? Is Rumble a green and white symbol? Yes, it is. It's like a little arrow, green and white. Like I think it's like an arrow. Um, I don't see it on my monitors here. Yes, it is. It is. And it's free. It's free. And the links will be here's the link to it. Well, maybe not. Let me put these links in here and you'll see True Patriot News. Here. Oh, I'm so tired. No, I can't because this won't let me. So let me skip some of these. Let me go right to it. Do 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 do. I messed up already, so hold on. I already messed up. I messed up. I messed up. What is the Play Store? I don't know what the Play Store is. You don't have to go to like a Play Store. You just go right to um, Google or DuckDuckGo. I like DuckDuckGo. Are you familiar with that, Cindy? DuckDuckGo. They don't track you. You don't get on Facebook. And you have, I don't know if you have Facebook or not. I did it again. I'm talking, and I wiped out the link to where I'm trying to get it for you. Okay, I gotta watch what I'm doing here because I'm messing up. I don't want to mess up no more. Let's see, link tree. I'm gonna put the link right where the comments are. So we're almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Now I got it this time. You'll see True Patriot News, and you just click on that. It'll take you right to it. There it is. PayPal. This is PayPal.com. I don't know. I'm trying. I don't know what's going on with this. Anyway, yeah, oh, you've seen it before. Okay, all right. But where's everybody at tonight? But now they're I guess they've uncovered a big that they thwarted a big plot to unalive uh Donald Trump. And I was looking on the news, and the Mar-a-Lago, they've got these boats going by with machine gunners at the helm. Machine gunners at the helm going by, floating along the river in front of Mar-a-Lago. So there was a serious, they're not going to stop. I grew up in, I don't know, I'm probably older than you, Cindy. I don't know, you're probably a teenager. I don't know, 20, 22-year-old gal. But I grew up during the era of John F. Kennedy. I was home from school sick that day when he was unalived by the CIA, or they made it look like Ruby and all other nonsense, but we know what really happened. But I was alive and watched Bobby Kennedy. Oh, you're a teenager, 55. When I was 55, I could do the full splits. I could run and jump and do backflips at 55. I could sit on the floor. I'm serious. At 55, I could sit on the floor, and I'd make Christy mad. I'd get up without using my hands. Now, if I'm on the floor sitting, I stay there unless I can crawl on my hands and knees to the coffee table and try to support myself to get back up. I mean, I've been through a lot of surgeries and a lot of things, but oh, 55. If I could be 55 again, oh my goodness, my. But I remember Bobby Kennedy. So they've been trying to take Donald Trump out with two assassination attempts, a third one thwarted at the golf course. I don't know. We just gotta watch, and we just gotta pray for all of our leaders today. Cindy, I don't know. This world is just evil and wicked at best. Evil and wicked at best. At 7 o'clock, I'm going to be going live on rumble.com on True Patriot News Uncensored over at rumble.com. You know what? I don't want to lose you. Let me do that. Here it is. Why didn't I just do this? Why didn't I just do this before? Duh. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm telling you, I'm tired. It's been a long day. There it is. There it is. Now, do you see it? Right under where you say I'm 55. Now, there's the link to Rumble, True Patriot News Uncensored. But there's just so much happening. Look what's going on in Sweden. Is it Denmark? They are attacking this anti-Semitism that's going on in the world. uh, attacking is followers of Israel. The hate is just unbelievable what's happening. Let me get to some breaking stories as we go along here. Uh, uh, Trump is going to get out of the Paris climate agreement, the climate accords. He's going to be done away with that. I wanted to find this. There's a Chinese national jailed on charges he tried to enter Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. I did not hear about this. A Chinese national. This is breaking right now. So you're the first to see. Breaking right now. A Chinese national. That's because of these open borders. And they're not just coming in on the southern border, they're coming in on the Canadian United States border, the northern border, where I'm at as well. We got the Blue Water Bridge not far from me in Port Huron, Michigan, and then Detroit, Michigan, the Ambassador Bridge to Canada. And the illegals are that's who's been pouring into this country, along with the drugs and the fentanyl. Richard, welcome. Breaking news: a Chinese national was just caught and it tried to enter Trump's Mar-a-Lago. I was watching on the news before this broke. Maybe that has something to do with it. There was an assassination plot thwarted by the DOJ. I don't trust them as far as I can throw Gretchen Whitmer. But to assassinate Donald Trump, I was just telling Cindy that I remember the Kennedy assassination, both Kennedys, John F. Kennedy and Bobby Kennedy. And nothing, I don't put nothing past these characters. But before this broke, and all these people coming in, we don't know who they are, bringing in fentanyl, killing my neighbor 2 doors down. The young man used to cut the grass for me. When I was recovering, I couldn't do things I usually did. I couldn't cut grass anymore. And Eugene would come over, and he's from Ukraine. He would come over and cut the grass, and he died of fentanyl overdose. Not even an overdose, just a pill. So it killed my neighbor 2 doors down. But we got a Chinese national jailed on charges he tried to enter Trump's Mar-a-Lago. What do you think he's going to enter Mar-a-Lago for, if not to take out Trump? Trump has a bullseye on his back the size of Manhattan, the size of Rochester, New York, Richard. I'm telling you. And you know who's behind all of it, the CIA, DOJ. Did I say the CIA, DOJ? Oh, Lordy Jesus, help us. But I was seeing on the news, I watch Newsmax, Richard, and Cindy, these boats going by with machine gunners. They're going in the river or the water, or ocean. I guess it's the ocean in Florida. Um, I'm not fortunate enough to be near an ocean, just the Great Lakes. But these boats, they look like Coast Guard boats, but they had a machine gunner with a big old gun. Now that's not a knife. This is a gun. This is a big old gun. So that might have something to do with all of it. But this is just getting crazy. It's getting crazy. You were in first grade when shot, and I remember Martin Luther King. I don't though. I don't remember Martin Luther King's assassination, and I don't know why. I don't remember that, but I do remember I was home from school, traumatized at John F. Kennedy's. I might have been in first grade or third grade. I'm probably a little bit older than you, Richard. I don't know. It seems like I'd have been in more higher grade than first, probably maybe first. I don't know, or second or third. And then I was homesick just by coincidence when Bobby Kennedy, um, Robert Kennedy Jr.'s dad, died. Oh well, then we're the same age. We're the same age. I was born on October 16th, 1956. So it must have been first grade. Wow, we were watching that together. We didn't even know each other back then, Richard, and we were watching that as little kids, crying our eyes out. I was traumatized. I was in shock. The little kids, we shouldn't be watching that stuff. But I can still remember, don't you guys? Cindy, you're 50. Cindy's our young, and she's only 55. I was in Mrs. I can't tell you what class I was in. Um, Mrs. Reynolds, I can. Wow. Thank you, Lord. Mrs. Reynolds in the first grade. I loved her. Miss Reed. I'm sorry, Miss Reed. Reynolds, I keep going to the third grade. Mrs. Reed. I remember her face like it was yesterday. Wow. But I was home. I wasn't in school. I was home. On both occasions, I was homesick. Or pretending to be sick, whatever kids do when they don't want to go to school, when they try to tease your parents, then stay home. And kids don't watch that. But I had my bouts like all young kids. Some school could be traumatizing at best for a lot of young kids, especially today with what's being taught. Cindy, we got drag queens and giving story hour to our children. Hardy School. I was in Dunn Elementary, Dunn, Dunn Elementary School back then. Those were the days, my friend. I wish they'd never end. We'd sing and dance. Oh, Lord. So a Chinese national trying to take out Trump. Trump, what's going on with these? Uh, um, I can't think of it now. I'm tired, Richard. Richard, follow me on True Patriot Nebraska Republican Don Bacon reelected to Congress. We got another one. We're going to have the House and the Senate. Oh, Lordy. Lordy, ain't going to clean house down in there. The swamp. They're going to siphon out the swamp. And that's what they need to do, these liberal lunatics. They're going to drain the swamp. All right, let me try this. Oh, Richard, I'm on a podcast live. I live stream over on Rumble, True Patriot News Uncensored. And here's the link, Richard. Rumble.com. Let's get ready to rumble. So subscribe there. If you subscribe to me on Rumble, our podcast, you'll get the notifications. And I'm trying to build that up. But we were talking before all this crazy news. Hey, Hungry, follow me and look above where your comment is. True Patriot News Uncensored for our live podcast over there. You got to subscribe to get the notifications for Rumble. We're trying to get the word out in these end times and these end days. But I'm yawning. I'm tired. I was gonna go live after here. Oh, I was talking about TikTok is so people are, well, it's the conservatives, it's the non-legacy news, it's the Newsmax, the Fox News, the ones that are more the News Nation, the ones that bring the truth, and they don't take sides. Like they give you both sides of the story. They're the ones that are believing everything that, and we're falling for the trap. We're believing everything that the legacy news is saying about TikTok. Oh, it's China. China's controlling it. No, the same people that control Google, the same ones that control Facebook, YouTube, the same people that control the big money people that control MSNBS, ABC News, CNN, control TikTok. That's why they censor you on TikTok. Do you think China's going to censor you? That China would care if you said gun? You got to say pew pew. You can't say gun. You can't say died. You can't say killed. You got to say unalived. It's the lunatics that are, and we're buying it because we're being stupid. You really think China cares? It's the George Soros, the big money billionaires, the corporate greed, government that has mind controlled the population to the point of people have lost their minds. They've lost their simple minds, and they believe this nonsense. They believe this stuff, but that's why it's hard. I like to go on TikTok, but it's hard to do a live there because you got to watch everything you say. Because like Facebook, they'll have their fact checkers come out and fact check you if you're telling the truth. Um, they're more than fact checking you on TikTok. They'll take your account down, and I've learned a little bit. You got to fight when they give you a community guideline violation on TikTok. You got to fight it and put in there. My content did not violate community guidelines, and then the AI robot will let you back on. But hi, Jimmy. I need to watch more BBC News. You know, before Barack Obama, and nothing against Barack Obama, I was glad we finally had an African American male. I was happy being the first African American male. Hope and change. I was ecstatic. I hated the Republicans. This is back when Obama was running. I used to watch different television shows when I wasn't working, and I'd watch what was his name, and he's very sick right now. Family Ties, and the young Republicans, and they had the suit on and the tie, and I'm thinking, and they were for the rich, but the tables turned drastically. I was watching Good Morning America. I was getting all my news from YouTube. I've been on YouTube forever. From the Huffington Post. You can't get more far left liberal than the Huffington Post. I was watching Good Morning America, MSNBC, CNN. I had nothing to do. I thought the Republicans were all super rich. But then I seen Barack Obama and I fell for it. I back then I wasn't a Republican or I wasn't anything. I didn't even care. But I voted, I think, for the first time in my life, and it wasn't for Bush. Bush was Republican, and I seen the nonsense. I seen Dick Cheney drag us into a war with Iraq. They have this is Liz Cheney, the rhino, that jumped over and he cried with the atom shift and all of them. They're crying over January 6th. And Liz Cheney's dad, Dick Cheney, pull us into this war. Our soldiers dying, losing their life, losing their limbs, coming home in boxes because he said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. And he was a dictator. He was a bad person, but he wasn't bothering us. We were just getting over 9/11. The country was still come together, singing patriotic songs and the Statue of Liberty. She's shaking her fist. And I was very patriotic then, but I couldn't stand the Republicans. I used to see Michael J. Fox, and oh, he just gave me the creeps. You know, get that suit off, you Republican idiot. And I didn't know any better then. But back then, the Democratic Party today is not the Democratic Party of my grandmothers or my mom and dad. And it's a whole different Democratic Party today. So I fall for Obama, hook, line, and sinker. Then I come in and I start seeing things that aren't right. I was happy. I am not prejudiced. I don't have a prejudice bone in my body. My best friend, he passed away, was a black gentleman, and he was my dearest friend. I watched his kids grow up. He'd come over and knock on my door and borrow some sugar. I go knock on his door and want to borrow some cream for the coffee. And we watched each other's kids grow up. And I was heartbroken when he died. And he was not a Christian. He was a practicing Muslim. He turned to Islam, and it didn't bother me. But what bothered me was Barack Hussein Obama saying he was a Christian. Bobby never said he was a Christian. He said I'm a Muslim, and that was fine. But Obama said he was a Christian. But Obama's name's not Obama. His name is Barry Soetoro. He denounced the Christian faith and became a student of Islam. Now, with all of the, and I have two gay grandchildren. Barack Obama, all the far left today, they're singing Obama, Obama, come on back. Do you know Obama? The whole reason um, that Kamala Harris lost Michigan is the Muslims could not vote for her because she was pro gay, lesbian, transgender. They can't. Islam, Muhammad, and Allah, you're not allowed. They kill you if you're gay. If you go to Israel, you're safe. If you go over and cross over into Hamas, the Quran tells them that if you're gay or transgender, to take you to the highest point of a building and throw you off to your death. Obama hated the gay, lesbian, and I can't get it through my son David's head that Obama's not who you think he is. And that's how Kamala lost Michigan, because if you're a practicing Muslim, you can't have anything to do with somebody that's gay. And I think that's terrible. I think that's wrong. I don't have to agree with the lifestyle, but I love the person. You have to live your life and let the Lord guide you. And I'm not the one that, I'm not your judge. I don't judge you. But Obama did. And today they still don't see that. Then what got me was he's on ABC News, Nightline, and he was asked about his Christian faith, and he says, no, my Muslim faith. And that's when the light bulbs went off, and I woke up. Then I realized he's not a Christian. He has this hate. And they're talking about Donald Trump being prejudiced and hate. Obama hates everyone that doesn't follow his Muslim belief. He took the name, Barry Soetoro was his birthday, he took the name Barack Hussein Obama. So we got going on in Iraq, we got Saddam Hussein, then the president now is Barack Hussein, we've got Osama bin Laden, Osama Obama, and then Benghazi. Him and Hillary Clinton sit there and let these people die. They watch it. And then they do nothing. They watch it. Why do you think they're letting the borders? They want this country ransacked, and they're all screaming free Palestine, and then you got gays for Hamas. If you dare step foot one step out of Israel, you would be killed. But they're all, then I find out they're shysters and liars, and it's not your grandma's Democratic Party. It flipped. It went haywire. Then I start doing research, and then I realized it was our government. What they want is this new world order, this one world government, one world religion. And where the government is in control of raising your children, telling you where you live, using subliminal messages, mind control on you and your children to tell you that all these things that are an abomination to God and this country are good. And you're buying it, and you're believing these things, these lies, and they don't care about you. They don't care. They want to control how you spend your money, where you spend your money, where you live, who can buy a house, who can't buy a house, who can put food on their table. They want to control everything. Where the Republican conservatives want to get rid of the government control. They tried to kill Kennedy. Why? Because he was going to do away with the Fed, with the federal government. He was going to do away with the IRS. And our elitists killed him. Same with Bobby Kennedy. Why do you think they're trying to kill Trump? Because he wants to do away with the tax. He wants to do away with the Federal Reserve. I'm sorry, the Federal Reserve is what I meant. And why do you think they're trying to kill him? Because he's spoiling everything they've worked so hard to brainwash the people. Brainwash them. You know who runs the mainstream media, the CSNBC, MSNBC, ABC, CNN? They're billion dollar donors that control the strings of the government. We no longer became a country. We became a business, a government, when that American flag had that gold fringe put on it. Remember, now you see American flag in courtrooms and it has the gold border fringe. That means it's a corporation now. And why are they afraid of Trump? Because he knows how to run a corporation. He sees that they want to eliminate the United States of America and have a one world order, a one world religion, a one world government. And Trump is in the way. He knows how to run business. He knows how to undo all of the nonsense that they've done. So, but Barack Obama, people today still on the far left. My son is crying. I love Obama. I love Michelle Obama. Seeing your daughter, my granddaughter, he would run. He would want to take her himself and throw her to her death. Where conservative, people are being lied to by the legacy media. They don't realize that Melania Trump heads the largest LGBTQ corporation to support men and women and transgender in the United States. And she gets no credit because Orange Man bad, and Kamala, I mean, I don't know. But the people are waking up, and that's what happened on election day. The minority now are the woke weirdos, and the true patriots stood up. And but Trump has got a bullseye on his back. He's got a bullseye on his back. I watched Kennedy. I watched the Kennedy assassination. I watched John F. Kennedy and Bobby Kennedy. Now they've got a Chinese nationalist, hungry for the truth. I know you're just tuned in. Arrested, trying to break in from these open. What do you think the borders are open? You think these people care? They're killing you. They're killing your friends with fentanyl. George Bush is a puppet. I'm sorry. Joe Biden is a puppet. Kamala, they're puppets. Kamala can't run a country. She can't run her own clothes dryer. She can't run a country. They're not in charge anyway. The billion-dollar donors are in charge. Obama is in the background pulling the strings with his hate that hates the gays, and they hate the LGBTQ community. But you can't tell these liberals they're lost their mind because they're brainwashed. These people can't stand you. They laugh at you behind your back. Well, we try to pick up the pieces. That's why so many have come over to the conservative side. And we've seen what happened. It wasn't a close run on election day. He blew her out of the water like a submarine being blown to smithereens. And that should tell you something. Be awake. Don't forget this woke. They don't care about you. None of them really. Trump probably doesn't care about you. He cares about the country. He knows how to. I don't like Trump's past. I don't like his womanizing. I think uh, he's being accused of things he didn't do, like the rape. He didn't rape anyone. That's nonsense. That woman was exploiting him to get money. She couldn't remember where it was. It was in the where she was in a closed dressing room. And no, he didn't rape me. She's not nuttier than a fruitcake. None of this happened. Um, Now I see, I'm looking at the news as I'm talking to you. Now the special counsel, Jack Smith, is throwing all these trumped up charges are being thrown out. Remember in 2016, Russia. He's a Russia agent and all this stuff that ended up, Hillary Clinton broke she should have been in prison. She wiped the server clean. She committed so much, I don't know. I just feel like I'm talking to the wind. It's just like you have to, if you don't have common sense, then go ahead and fall for the trap. But I have gay grandchildren and I love them. I will never tell them anything else, but I love you. But if they ask me, do you think I'm doing the right thing? I'm going to tell them no. But that's for you to figure out. As far as I'm concerned, my God, the God of Israel, the God of the Bible, calls that an abomination. Jesus loves you, but he doesn't love the sin, and it's sin. But I'm not going to condone it. I'm not going to support it. I'm just going to love you. That's all I can do. Uh, Somebody say Hillary hated. Now we're garbage. We were a basket of deplorable. It's just so much nonsense. But I fell for the whole. I was a liberal. Um, Getting my news from Huffington Post. I was watching CNN, Good Morning America. I couldn't wait. And I hated that. I used to like the show Family Ties, but the young conservatives, that drove me nuts. I hated that. And Michael J. Fox, bless his heart, he dressed up in a suit and tie. And I'm thinking, get that nonsense off and put a plaid shirt on, boy. You know, quit that crazy conservative stuff. But I thought I was a Democrat back then because we all were back then. It wasn't the same as it is now. It was bad. We just didn't know. We were dumbed down, but now we're really, with the technology today, we're really dumbed down. We're dumbed down. Our minds have been we're under mind control. Why do you think we dress the way we dress? We do the things we do. We're told that it's okay. It's not okay. You look ridiculous. Stop it. Uh, but that people don't care because they've been controlled, mind controlled. So I don't know. But that they did that in the military. The soldiers, super soldiers. I told you about the guy I worked with in Dearborn, Mike. He was as far out as you can be. But the Arabic gentleman I worked for, Marwan, he told me, whatever you do, don't mention anything about the military to Mike because he's what was known as a super soldier. He was trained and then deprogrammed by the military. He's very deadly. But when they deprogrammed him, he kind of lost his mind. So Mike was harmless. He'd go around the shop and singing and Dave, he said, and I say, hi Mike, how you doing today? And then he knew I did karate back then. I was practicing karate like crazy back then. And he said, Dave, I said, what, Mike? He'd say, karate, not karate. He'd say, karate. Then he'd say, Sanchin, Dave. And I said, Sanchin, that's a Ishinru kata, where you practice an unarmed technique with deadly strikes. And he started doing this Sanchin kata, the best I've ever seen in my life. Then he shot a sidekick up. He was 6'6", Mike. And he held his foot up in the air. And then he went back and laughed and went back sweeping. But he was under government mind control, just like your neighbors are with the Harris and Waltz signs. They've been under military mind control, subliminal messages in the commercials, in the news. feeding you this propaganda. Because they don't want the land of the free and the home of the brave. They want the land of the slave and the home of the slave. People today, though, the liberals don't understand that Kamala Harris was raised a practicing Hinduist all throughout her childhood. And on her father's side, her grandfather and great grandparents owned slaves. They were slave owners. And she's not black. She's Asian. She's Jamaican and Indian. She's not African American anywhere in her bloodline. And her family owned slaves. So, and the Democratic Party were all the party of the slave owners. Why do you think during the Civil War, why do you think they assassinated a Republican president? John Wilkes Booth was a Democrat. He shot Abraham Lincoln in the theater because Lincoln allowed the slaves to be free. And the Democrats, it was the Democratic Party that had the plantations. It wasn't the North. It wasn't the Republicans. It was the Confederate soldiers were fighting because they wanted to keep the slaves on their plantation, and we were the ones trying to set them free because you can't do that. That's inhumane. These are human beings, you know. But we get the hate. We get the hate by the very ones that are screaming hate and that we're full of hate when we're not. We're the one that's trying to stop you because you got to wake up. People are so blind. It's the Democratic Party of the KKK. Why do you think I can't think of his name? Somebody help me out. And he was shot and paralyzed. He was running for president. Was it Hubert Humphrey? And I can hear him today saying the N word. Saying the N word. I remember a young Joe Biden, and you can Google this. He's in the Senate arguing something, calling them the N word back then. And it was terrible. And the Republican were against that. But now we're the bad guys. And it is almost laughable if it wasn't said, make you want to cry. It's terrible. So a Chinese nationalist today is jailed trying to break into Mar-a-Lago. Wonder how they got here. House GOP warns Jack Smith, you better not lose any of Donald Trump's records. He's got no choice now. All of the cases that they brought against, even the one where he's supposed to be sentenced on the 26th of this month, they're throwing it all out because they know their behind is in a ringer. Now, if I was Trump, but Trump's and Trump could have put Hillary in prison, and he didn't as president. He let them all go. Look what they've done to him. I would not have any bad feelings if Hunter Biden was imprisoned and even sent to a firing squad for what he's done, stealing these secrets and Chinese and getting paid by the Chinese in Ukraine. Talk about Ukraine and Biden over there. He's on the head of Burisma. Hunter Biden stealing money from China and Ukraine, and there's a Ukrainian prosecutor that's trying to put a stop to this Hunter Biden theft. And Joe Biden's on television saying if he's not by 6 o'clock, if he's not fired, this prosecutor going after my son, I'm not giving you billions of dollars. And I fired him. He should be put in prison. They should all be, Jack Smith should all be putting Fannie, what's her face? Fani Willis, they should all be locked up. They should. It was George Wallace. Yes, not Hubert Humphrey. He said segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever when he was governor. Yeah. Oh yeah. But I don't know. There's just so much hate in this world. Well, I'm going to get on off of here. Again, follow me over on True Patriot News on our podcast on rumble.com. I'm going to put it in the comments there. You got to subscribe. Then whenever I go live like this, you'll get the notification. And it's hard for me to go on TikTok because I think once Trump's in there, all of the nonsense is going to end. All the censorship will end, and all the hate will end, and um, we'll be able to go to the grocery store again. We're going to be able to high treason, yeah, high treason, Richard. That's what they're all guilty of, not Trump. But we'll be able to have gas at $1.50 a gallon again. We'll be able to afford bacon. Young people today will be able to finally be able to go get that first home. When the day after the result of the election and Trump was announced the 47th president winning the election, the stock market went through the roof. It just blew on fire. It just soared because people know we can breathe now. Now we can afford to make our car payments and buy a house now, and we're able to buy food and buy groceries and spoil ourselves a little bit and not work two jobs. My wife is working two jobs. I came out of retirement. I'm driving deliveries all day because my Medicare, my Social Security is not paying the bill. So I have to make it. I'm a subcontractor, and I'm out driving deliveries all day long. My wife worked all day today. She works as a kitchen and bath designer. This is Obama, Clinton, Biden, Harris economy that did this to my wife. She went to school, college. She's NCIDQ certified, the highest degree in kitchen and bath design there is, top of her field. She works from 7:30 in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon, and then she does DoorDash after. I go doing DoorDash deliveries all day long. That's why you don't see me on YouTube in the morning, because we can't make it. But now we might be able to just breathe again. We might be able to not have to do the second job. We might be, maybe my Social Security now, since they won't tax it anymore, maybe the young women that are working now, they'll as waitresses, they'll be able to live, not get taxed on their tips. And I'm all for sports, but I don't want to see women hurt. I am totally against women being abused. And I I'm all for, if you're a transgender, I'm okay with that. If that's what the life you want to live, that's fine. But if you want to get into sports, have your own category. Don't come in as a male transitioning and be on a girls soccer team. There was a woman, I don't know how many plastic surgeries she's had. She's got brain damage. She was on a pro soccer team going to the Olympics, and this male, pretending to be a female, he spotted the ball and hit her in the face at 90 miles an hour and almost killed her. You don't belong in women. Go into your own league. I'm all for a gay transgender league. I think that would be wonderful. But don't come into and women don't go into the men's. Just, have your own. I'm not against you. Have your own category. I just don't want to see people hurt. I don't want to see any woman hurt physically or a man physically. Look at the Olympic boxer that almost killed that poor girl. Almost killed her. That's not fair. I don't care where you're at and what your belief is. I'm for everybody. Just do whatever you want. You got to deal with God. You don't got to deal with me. I'm not your judge. I love you. I don't care if you're a transgender or if you're. I love you. I love you to death. But I'm not the one you got to deal with. You got to deal with the Father in heaven. That's between you and Him. But don't hurt one another. Don't hurt other people. That's the whole thing. So be safe. I love you guys, and pray for our ministry. And Richard, I want to thank you for your gift to our ministry. You have no idea how that helps, how helpful that is, how much I see. Pray for my sister Suzanne. I'm gonna go see her Tuesday. I'm really worried. I don't think she's getting the care. I don't think they're feeding her. She can't feed herself. And if they're not in there physically feeding her, she's not gonna be here. She's like a skeleton now. And I'm gonna show you pictures of her. I think I did. I don't know if Richard got to see. This is my sister when she was, I don't know how to. Oh, this is something different, a different camera. That's her when we were, oh my gosh, she must have been 16 years old. And this is her birthday. That's my sweet sister. She's the only one I got left. Oh, Lord. Oh. Love one another, be good to one another. Don't hate anybody. Love everyone. Just move out of the way. God's in control. We're not. Love everybody. We're not the judge. God's the judge. That's between them and God. All you can do is love a person. If they ask you, be honest. Be honest. Say, if you don't agree, I don't agree. I love you, but I don't agree. And leave it at that. But don't not love them. Hopefully the Lord will open their eyes that all this Hamas and they don't love you. They want to kill you. They do not love you. So and that's their religion. That's a false religion. That's the religion of Islam. And it's Israel is the little Satan and America is the big Satan. And it is in the Bible that a man should not lay with a man and a woman with a woman, but they take it to the extreme. God didn't say go kill them for that. God never said to go and kill somebody. God just told the people don't do it. He didn't say for anybody to go kill them. And that's what they do in Islam. And it's terrible. It's an abomination. It's a worse abomination of what Islam does than to live that lifestyle. All I know God's saying is love one another as Jesus loved the church, and thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not. We don't have the right to take anyone's life. Good night. Hungry. I love you. I'm feeling a little better. I don't know if I'm going to go on. I was going to go right from here on to either TikTok or do a podcast over on Mumble, but I'm a little bit tired right now. Pray for our ministry, pray for the poor, and pray for Donald Trump. I guess they got boats going by Mar-a-Lago now with machine gunners. I've never seen nothing like that. God bless everyone.